got to assume this is live, actually happening.
Is that Kennedy? Yes.
Ghostwatch reportedly caused trauma in children who saw it at the time. Let me tell you, my bedsheets were as dry as a bone that night because I never saw it. However, I did watch it for the first time as an adult on DVD in the noughties. I'm disappointed I never got the opportunity to view it first time around as a preteen brat. Ghostwatch was broadcast at 9:25 on Halloween in 1992. It's a live supernatural investigation into paranormal activity in a house in London. In the studio, there's live phone-ins from viewers and interviews with both parapsychologist Dr. Lynn Pascoe and a skeptic live from New York. I said skeptic, not septic.
Nothing on the tape that couldn't be faked. The bedroom footage is totally inconclusive. It could all be done with wires for all we know.
You would be right in thinking that it couldn't possibly be a piece of scripted drama, but it was, and that's where its colossal impact lies. Believability. It takes place in a seemingly normal council house, not a haunted mansion or castle. The occupants of the house are a recently divorced single mother and her two daughters. The ghost is Mr. Pipes, and his origin story builds slowly throughout. There's TV presenters who would be familiar faces to viewers at the time. Michael Parkinson, who was best known at the time for hosting a much-loved chat show with a genuinely interesting celebrity who wasn't there to plug some tacky TV series. He created pure gold. He plays a skeptical, authoritative figure and adds class and credibility to Ghostwatch while giving a wry nod and wink that what you are watching is make-believe. Sarah Greene also adds a bit of class. At the time, she would be best known for presenting children's TV, like Blue Peter and Going Live, alongside Philip Schofield, who was not just in the CBBC broom cupboard, but also firmly in the closet. Who would have thought it? Craig Charles was best known for playing Lister in Red Dwarf, and arguably still is. In the 80s, like Sarah Greene, he was a kids' TV presenter on Going Live, and the often forgotten Wicked. On the surface, it looks like he is taking the mickey, but kids' TV presenters like Trevor and Simon rarely were like that in the 80s and 90s. Part comedian, part older brother.
Bothered, I didn't really want the scoop on the Headless Horseman. I mean, like, where'd you put your microphone?
Is somebody speaking to them? What's everybody doing up there?
You'll follow me around.
A common criticism is that Ghostwatch is slow moving, with large segments where nothing much happens. That is undeniable, but one of the strengths of Stephen Volk's masterful script is it spoofs or perhaps recreates 90s live TV with pinprick precision, even down to a prank phone call or the unfunny ribbing of camera crew by the presenters.
He is also the unofficial chairman of the Adrian Edmondson Lookalike Society.
Right on.
So if you're not scared of ghosts.
That has since been resigned to a time capsule when TFI Friday ended. As mentioned, this style of programme, like Noel's House Party, Whack-A-Days and Big Breakfast, that was so common, no longer exists anymore, which depending on your viewpoint, either dates Ghostwatch or like me, you might think it is charmingly retro. Ghostwatch was hugely controversial and attracted a large number of complaints. It was the most controversial special the BBC aired since Paul Daniels followed in the footsteps of his idol Houdini and faked his own death on a Halloween special. The switchboard was jammed, with viewers not being able to get through. Most of the complaints don't hold water. A large number were people saying that the Halloween special was scary, including one infamous complaint from the wife of a soldier who wanted compensation for a new pair of trousers after her husband shat himself in fear. It is admittedly scary and dark, but that's what you expect and want from a Halloween film. The fact many of the complaints were from viewers claiming they were duped into thinking it was real were valid at the time. The TV movie is too well written Manson, even down to Craig Charles's innuendo, or Mike Smith getting noticeably distressed after seeing his real-life wife Sarah Green in peril. Sadly, Ghostwatch couldn't exist in modern times, as viewers are much more savvy to mockumentary tropes, with the last fictional TV series viewers believe to be the real thing being The Office. Also, with the presence of social media, it would be almost impossible to keep quiet about a ghost investigation being filmed. Ghostwatch was a double-edged sword. Rather than kickstart a new trend in Halloween specials or ghost stories, I think its controversy actually put BBC execs off taking a risk on anything remotely scary for donkeys. The tide has turned in recent years, with Mark Gatiss doing sterling work in rebooting Ghost Story for Christmas, and there has been some darn good Halloween specials with the likes of Inside Number 9 and Psychoville. We also had Charlie Brooker's Dead Set, which, like Ghostwatch, was a satire on both reality TV and played with horror movie conventions, and is well worth seeing. Other channels have been less shy, with a recent plague of Netflix horror series, and in the mid-90s and early noughties we had Shockers on Channel 4, Chiller on ITV1 and Urban Gothic on 5, all self-contained horror stories. And of course, we've seen its influence on Most Haunted, Ghost Hunters, and Darren Brown cites Ghostwatch as influencing his own live seance. We can also feel its influence on found footage films like Blair Witch, The Ring and Paranormal Activity. Even better is Ghostwatch is now regarded as a classic and is often yearly Halloween viewing for many film fans, and even has public screenings. At the time, it terrified both children and adults alike, and let's hope it keeps on doing so for many years to come.
Cheese and pickle sandwich it was.
Oh, yes.
And, it frightened me to buggery it did. I was minding my own business, and this dirty grey plate sitting on the arm of my chair just dived off.
Sure, Kevin.
None of us nowhere near it or nothing, mind.
No.
It just leapt off with the mind of its bloody own, it did.